Good morning from Julia at Flowerland Garden Centre. It's still too cold to plant any seeds outside, but now is an ideal time to start thinking about what you're going to plant for the season ahead, and also get a little bit ahead of the game because you can start planting some seeds indoors now. You can either plant some microgreens, which are very healthy and beneficial for you, or you can start to grow some of your salad crops now. So I'm just going to give you an idea of how you would go about that this time of the year in your greenhouse, or maybe on a warm windowsill in your kitchen. These fruit boxes, mushroom boxes, are really handy because they've got all of this drainage on the bottom and on the sides. So I'm using one of those. Now, to line the base and the sides of my container, I've used some of the brown bags that we give you when you purchase things like seeds, etc. Just fold it up and line the base of your container with the paper. Next up, put in some seed and potting mix into the tray and just firm it down gently. Don't squash it too much, just firm it down lightly. Now here's a good little tip for you. Rather than waiting until you've planted your seeds, it's a good idea to soak the soil now. And the reason for this is that once you've planted your seeds, if you were to water afterwards, you might disrupt the seed distribution. So it's good to give a good soaking beforehand. It doesn't matter if the soil is very, very wet, that is a necessity. Because the idea is once you put a cover over this, that will be enough moisture to keep the seeds going until they've germinated, and there won't be any need to water again until germination, and therefore the least disruption possible. A really nice tip when you're planting really small seeds like lettuce in your garden: grab some little 9 centimetre or say 7 centimetre pots like these ones here, and just do an imprint on the soil, just like that. Or if you're planting more large scale on a border, just like that. And then what you would do is you would just sprinkle the lettuce seeds which you're using around the edge, and that is a great way of planting. And then you know where they're going to come up, and then you just go around in a circle, picking the leaves of the salad when they come through. However, for this demonstration this morning, I'm just going to blanket seed the whole surface of this soil. Because we're growing on our windowsill, what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this into quarters like that. So I'm going to plant 4 different crops in this single tray. First up on my lineup, I've got Thompson & Morgan's Speedy salad mix. This is my go-to. I absolutely love Thompson & Morgan's Speedy mix because it's just got a lovely mixture of leaves, and it's just the most pleasing tape. And honestly, it's very speedy. You'll get quick results with something like this. So we look at the packet here, and I'll just show you. They come in a sealed little envelope like this. Don't be tempted, by the way, to plant all of the seeds at once. Save some for later. The idea with that is there's enough in here to do you the whole season, and it's better to plant every 2 weeks a little seed, and then you've got a whole season of interest and things growing for you. So by the time these have come up and grown, in 2 weeks' time you plant some more. So by the time you've eaten these, the next ones are ready, and so forth. Some of these seeds are quite small. With these salad seeds, you just sprinkle them very carefully, very loosely, not too many, because imagine when these grow into large salad leaves, they need space to grow, and it will mean that you don't have to thin them out. in the early stages, before they are thinned out, you can treat them as a microgreen and just pick off the little leaves. The great thing about this particular Speedy salad mix, it's cut and come again. So literally you just harvest some of the larger leaves from the outside of each saladette, and then it'll grow some more leaves, so you've got this continuum supply of leaves from your tray. The other three varieties that I would plant would be some wild rocket, absolutely brilliant in your salads and a great thing to plant right now. I would also plant some coriander, and finally some chervil. Chervil is beautiful with some eggs and great as a little topper in salads. It's got a very different taste to it. It's something just a little bit different. Now, because it's actually too cold to plant outside this time of the year, for indoors you can also consider planting radish either as a microgreen, or again, if you plant the seeds and space them, you can wait for the radish to grow because it's a very quick crop. It's used as a cash crop, and that means that, say, when you plant your leeks in the garden, you plant them where the rows are so far apart, and then you would just plant the radish, which is a very quick crop in between. So things that grow very quickly are ideal for this sort of early season planting indoors. And not just for this time of the year. You can do this methodology all year round. You can plant right up till the end of October, so you could have salad all year round and through the winter time. But great to get going now, and this is a great thing for beginners. On some of the smaller seeds, you don't cover them with soil, you leave them on the surface of the soil. It's always advisable as well just to read the instructions. They always tell you how deep to plant the seeds. Never be tempted to plant too deep. But on some of the seeds that are very small and on the surface when you plant them, you can use a light dusting of this product here. It's called vermiculite, and crunch it up and just sprinkle a dusting of vermiculite on the surface. And that makes a nice little cozy covering for the seeds to grow up through. Now at this stage, it is necessary to put a cover over this, so you could just use some cling film. And what the cling film does, it keeps the moisture in, helps to keep the warmth in. And I would put this on a warm windowsill, and don't be tempted to pull the cover off. Wait for at least maybe about 14 days for the seeds to germinate, and then probably after that you would wait another couple of weeks for the leaves to start to appear, and then you can start enjoying what you've planted. Later on in the season, when if you wish to, when the little plants have grown about that size, you could prick them out, transfer them into each individual one into a pot like this to make a larger salad leaf, which you could then plant outside when it's frost free. Just some other interesting things that you could plant using this methodology indoors now. You could plant some dill, purple basil is very beautiful either as a leaf or a microgreen. You could try purslane or kalettes. Greens are very healthy for you. What I've been reading recently is this particular salad leaf here. Not many people know about it, purslane. It's actually just as healthy, if not healthier for you than kale. So that's a great one to add to your smoothies to get a nice green shot in the morning. And we have a whole selection of beautiful microgreens if you want to have a go at growing some microgreens too. Just a timely tip, peppers take a long time to grow, so it would be absolutely a good idea if you're wanting some hot chili peppers this season, to start planting those from seed now. It would be ideal to plant them in a container like this one here, and just same methodology, and place them on a warm windowsill. I hope you enjoyed our seed demo this morning, and if you've got any questions or maybe any tips you'd like to pass on to us, just let us know, and we'll be quite happy to get in contact and answer any queries, or happy to see any comments, and really like to know how you're getting on in your garden this time of the year.